What's up, YouTube? So I have an iPad Pro 12.9, the 5th gen, that was initially mailed in for a USB-C port replacement, which was successful. I discovered an irregularity on two of the lines. One was shorted, one the reading is a bit high. I've already started filming this, but probably for viewer retention, I'm going to skip all the parts where I desolder the shield because it's a bit tedious, and I'm just going to jump to we're here right now. And yeah, I'm gonna hopefully fix this by the end of the video. I don't know if you have any questions, if you have something like this, or if you want me to go through all the tedious process of desoldering the shield and everything, I don't know, comment below. I sort of threw the board in the housing really quick, just so I could show you the readings from my mechanic. Basically, this thing does a diode mode readout of all the pins on the, on the USB-C port, which is really helpful for stuff like this. Also Nintendo Switches, I use it all the time. But yeah, as we can see, we have a bad reading on line number 7, which eventually just goes underneath this shield. So we're going to probe around, figure out which line it is. It's one of these. I tabled this for a couple of days, but we're going to get back to it, and yeah, I don't know, hopefully we can figure this out. We then come over to our connector where we, luckily have known good readings. We don't always have this for all devices, but I found out that 2 of these were bad. So when you probe in diode mode, you get basically readings that look something like this. This top line right here read at almost 0, so almost a full short to ground. This one down here read at about 900, which is a little higher than I'd like, but it may be fine. But we'll find out next. And this is our boardview software, which is also indispensable if you do any board level work. But, you basically go and say, we click on a particular line, and then it points you in the, basically where the next spot on the board is. I know that these lead to the, CD3217, which is the USB-C interface chip. Now the next thing is going to be to isolate the line. So we're just going to remove both of these coils right here. And then we get to figure out, we get to probe on one side of the line or the other. And then we're going to figure out if it's on the chip side or if it's on the connector side. So here is CD3217. Our port is down there, is down right there. The chip side, so it goes chip, then this point, and then our port. So if we probe right here, we're pretty much just going to get an OL because it's not connected to anything, which I guess is good. And then that's that short, and then that's 968. I don't think you can see it from that angle. But this is more or less exactly what I thought I'd find. But it's always a good idea to basically try and isolate, isolate the line as best as you can. But we're gonna put our filters back on. So this is the part where we dial the air way down. There we go. You can see them shift into place. So now the next thing we're going to do is remove CD3217. It's always important to make note of our orientation dot and just remember what way the text faces. So it's important to remove as many of the high spots and flatten out the chip. That way when we put our new chip on, our new reballed chip, that it doesn't, fly off or, get misaligned. So we're basically just flattening out, removing as much of the factory solder, which we're then going to replace with leaded solder with a new chip. And I'm using a couple of different techniques, from my iron to hot air and the solder wick, just a few different ways. Here we have our replacement. CD3217. CD3217. What way does it face? It faces up. That's good. Hooray! Give yourself a high five. So it helps that all of our pads are flat. Now you don't need to get it perfect. So you want to come from sort of far away and then just slowly heat up the board. And then you saw it shift right there. Now, a lot of the times the ground pads are the last ones because they take more heat. So you usually want to hit it with a little bit more, you know, for a few seconds longer, and then pull our heat away. Next, we're gonna come back in diode mode. And I'm gonna have this facing me, sorry, not sorry. And then we're gonna probe those same 2 points before we put everything back in. So now we're reading 728, 730. So that's a step in the right direction. So yeah, our connector is good. This should work. I may or may not have mentioned this, but there was also a battery drain that was happening. So, and he simultaneously wants me to replace the battery. So I'm gonna do that, and I'll meet you back here in just a sec. So there, while this is thinking, here's the before, and there we go. Those lines are good to go. So now I can put my screen back on. So before we seal it up and put the rest of our screws in, I like to do a quick diagnostic. So A, we're charging. B, we're charging at 15 volts and about 2 amps. I guess when the screen's on, it jumps up. But yeah, these are good numbers along with our diode mode readings. So now we can proceed with seeing if it connects to our computer. So there we go. That's a good sign. And then we go here. I have trusted this PC. We did not get this far. I probably should have started with this, but the fact that we're even this far is awesome. And our new battery, 100%. Hooray! So I'm gonna call this one a success. I'm gonna put a few more, I don't know, screws and stuff in, but honestly, that's the least difficult part of this repair of this video. So I don't know, if you like the video and you want to see more stuff like this, I don't know, let me know. Hit the like button, comment below. Peace.